tradition in the GFCC when we close our meeting, wherever we are around the world, that we give a preview for what's going to happen next year. And as you've already heard, we're very, very excited that we're passing the torch, the Olympic torch, for the next host nation of the GFCC and the Global Summit to Australia, to go down under to the great, exciting country of Australia. How many of you have actually been to Australia before? Asset, you're coming for sure. Well, it is a country that is obviously rich and diverse in natural resources, in ecology, in technologies, in mining and innovation, fabulous restaurants, music. It's a great place, and also it's unique. And we promise when you come to Australia next year, we'll make sure that you get to handle crocodiles and kangaroos. They're going to bring them for the gala dinner. Actually, I don't know if that's true. But on a serious note, our host that you're going to hear from in a moment is a tremendous innovator and has turned the whole challenges of delivering sustainable, high-quality health care to all citizens in a way that we can all learn from. And that will really be one of the big themes next year at the summit, is looking at the competitiveness of the transformations in life sciences, but to deliver sustainable, affordable, and the best care ever for all human beings. So with that, Australia.
Well, welcome everybody to this year's Global Federation of Competitiveness Council's Innovation Summit. Well, welcome everybody to this year's Global Federation of Competitiveness Council's Innovation Summit for 2019 in Kazakhstan. On behalf of Australia, I'm delighted that Australia is part of the GFCC. The work that you do is ultimately about ensuring that countries are more effective in their competitiveness. That's about bringing more products to more people at an earlier time. In particular, we have focused on health and innovation as a partnership in Australia. For us, we've established a $20 billion medical research future fund, and I'm delighted to announce that the inflows into that fund and the interest earned has now meant that that fund has already reached $17 billion, with the balance to come within the next financial year. That's a fund in perpetuity. That's helped us conduct 18 rounds of funding and support for medical research, for breakthroughs, innovation. Those rounds have delivered $167 million of funding to over 150 projects. These are projects in areas such as life-saving, life-changing clinical trials for children and young adults with brain cancer, in particular with medulloblastomas, clinical trials across liver conditions, across pediatric oncology and other forms of pediatric conditions, and to give people a better chance at better health. Similarly, we're supporting breakthrough medical research into frontiers of science. Projects such as delivering mobile stroke care, miniaturised CT scanners in air ambulances and in on-the-ground ambulances, so as people who are having a stroke can have that diagnosis, so as the clinicians will know, is this actually a stroke or is this in some way an aneurysm? Two completely different types of treatment being required for what can present with similar symptoms. And by being able to do that, we can get that emergency care in the first hour, the treatment that can save a life or transform the pathway of somebody's years on earth as they still have to come. So against that background, we're also developing 8 long-term, decade-long national missions in areas such as brain cancer, Indigenous health, but in particular the transformative platforms of stem cells and genomics, being able to diagnose, treat and help people recover with genuine precision medicine. That's why I'm thrilled to announce that Australia will host the 2020 GFCC Summit. We'll be hosting it in Melbourne in November of 2020, and I'd love to invite all of you to join us, to come down under, to see what's on top, and to see what we're doing, but to partner with you to ensure that we have the best competitive outcomes and the best healthcare for as many people as possible, not just in Australia, but around the globe.
So I think you all know Melbourne has been ranked as one of the most enjoyable and pleasurable and wonderful cities in the world in every survey that's done. So we're thrilled to be taking GFCC to Australia. And I will also mention that we are very excited that the leaders of the Aboriginal communities are going to be engaged with us as well, because the sacred wisdom and knowledge of the original Australians is very much embedded in their culture now, and we want to learn from that as well. So let me thank our hosts again, the Competitiveness Council of Kazakhstan, the Center for Research and Consulting. Your Excellency, thank you for your leadership and being with us, and we'll see everyone later for dinner, but I want to ask the GFCC team and our partners here in Kazakhstan if they would be willing to come up and have a picture before we say good evening.